Okay, y'all, let's talk about this real quick. This is gonna be like a real brief. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been outside, hair blowing in the wind. I'm on my way back to the mall to get this dress I saw. I was like, I was in Zara and I said, I'm just buying too much shit. Like, I don't know. How come every time the summertime hit, it's just like a reason to shop for no reason? Anyway, so I put the dress back, and then I was like, I'm spending too much. And then my baby hit my cash app, like, spend what the fuck you want to spend, So I'm going to go get what I need and what I don't need. So I'm headed back to the mall, y'all. I hope I ain't been covering up the volume all that time. And then I'm going to get some moves and get my shit together, get my hair together. Anyway, I just want to do a brief update to show y'all, us astrologers who know what we talking about, we don't be bullshitting. And it's not even us astrologers, it's the planet, y'all. The planets don't be bullshitting, y'all. You just gotta go with the flow. You just gotta know the energy. That's it. Again, like I said, excuse me, y'all. I'm rough. I've been out all day. I haven't really got a chance to get myself together, my eyebrows. Anyway, but I still look fucking good, So, just to show you how this Venus retrograde in Leo, this is some wild shit with this Venus retrograde in Leo. And a really good example of it is the Casa Not thing that just happened, and the fight in Alabama between the Caucasian people and the black people. And why I say that, y'all, is because in my Venus retrograde video, oh my god, got cow heads everywhere. In my Venus retrograde video, I had talked about how it's really going to be a time of the underdog. It's going to be a time where the people who don't usually speak up or fight for themselves. I just realized I ain't got my chain on. Anyway, the people who I don't never take it off, but every once in a while I'll take it off. I shower with it. When your stuff real, you shower with it, you don't take it off. And I think I took it off last night because I was so tired. I got in so late, and I just didn't want nothing on me in my sleep. So anyway, a big point, I made a video about Venus retrograde. You can go check it out. It's about a couple videos back. But the biggest point I wanted to get through in that video, and that I got through in that video, was talking about how it's the time of the underdog. And people going to be calling people out, and you might watch other people's video when they said, oh well, people going to call other people out and stuff like that. This is going to be a time where people going to get caught doing things. They might get put on blast or whatever. But in my video, because of my intuitiveness or whatever it is that I felt inside, I felt like it was going to be the underdog. Not just people calling people out, but the people who usually wouldn't call people out, the people who are usually not saying nothing, the people who are usually taking the brunt of the abuse or mistreatment and stuff like that. And I think that was really shown, or just the people who are thought not to have the power. And the Casa Not situation and the situation with the fight in Alabama really shows. And I'm just glad these things are happening. I mean, nobody wants to go into a world filled with chaos. Nobody wants to go further into chaos. But if you really look at it, this world has always been chaos. And it makes you ask sometimes, like, what's the point? Is there really like a legit point to be righteous and do right in a world full of chaos? Because it's always been that way. And nobody wants to live like that. But in order to have peace, in order to have your peace, and in order to, just put up certain boundaries around yourself, you have to do things that are uncomfortable a lot of times in your life. Because unfortunately, everybody is born with their own will, with their own destiny. And it is really true. The things that I believe about life that are true are more of a scientific fact. And it's not even scientific. It's just you got to look at the way things play out in the world. Like, I truly believe in survival of the fittest and manifest destiny. Like, the people who are stronger, the people who are stronger physically, the people who are stronger mentally, the people who are stronger in numbers. And when you say mentally and physically, because somebody that's stronger physically can rule the world until somebody that's stronger mentally comes along. Because when somebody stronger mentally comes along, they will think of ways to outsmart your physical might or power or prowess. Just like when guns and gunpowder were developed. You get what I'm saying? So, you got to be able to outthink and outsmart and be stronger than people physically. But the Casa I'm gonna make this real quick, y'all. I gotta go. But I'm headed to where I'm going. It's not gonna take me long. The Casanat situation. Those are younger people, doing their thing and fighting back and bucking the authority for whatever reasons, right or wrong, whatever. But you wouldn't think somebody Casanat's age, and we all know, like, this whole internet thing, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. I mean, these social media things get young people who have no direction, no drop, they just don't have any really good direction because they following everything they see. It gives these people, these influencers, power in numbers. And when they have events like Casanat had, I mean, he has millions of followers, at least 1 million or more. I'm not into him. I just see him, in different videos on YouTube and stuff. I don't really watch him unless he on with somebody I like G Herbo or DDG or something like that. Those are like the few times. And when Krishan Rock, and those are the few times that I have kind of looked at a Casanat video, because he's not in my age group. He don't do nothing I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't think these kids, even though they have all these numbers, that they would be bucking the system and fighting back like they did, which, they are. And, and that's what the younger generation needs to do, fight back against the injustices and really make a change. And then with the Alabama situation, it was so good to see as a black person, because I don't know what anybody else morals and values are, but all I know is I'm not going. And I want to say we not going, but you really don't know about we. That Alabama situation made me more comfortable to say we not going. Like, we not going. Like, no repeat of history is going to happen. And that's why you got to know history and you got to do things differently. I hate when people in today's society in 2023 talk about, but traditional and this how things used to be. The fuck? You want to do? Like, if you want to do things how they used to be, take it back to 1922 or 1802 and get your motherfucking ass out in the field and pick some cotton, bitch. Like, if and this goes for men, women, whoever want to talk about traditional and doing things like they used to do. You're not supposed to repeat history. You're supposed to know history so it don't repeat itself, and you're supposed to be better than the last. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be doing better than your mother and father. Your mother and father are supposed to be doing better than their parents, and so on and so forth. And I just feel like, especially people that's like 30 and up, like it's just the generations of where people don't think. Actually, it's all ages. It's like the generations where people don't think. And you get online and you listen to people in these old ass mentalities and archaic ways of thinking and think that's right. You know what I'm saying? But you can't keep doing nothing like you always did it. So when it comes to the people in Alabama, you gotta have something you're willing to die for. And I know a lot of people might be willing to die for your kids, but a lot of people ain't shit parents, so you're probably not even willing to die for that. But one thing, I mean, with all the death we see nowadays, is dying even really a big deal? I think I'd just be afraid of the ways people die. Like, don't nobody want to go in a car crash, head cut off, or no crazy shit. But, like, I don't even want to go to my regular job every day at the end of the day. I like the work I do. I just want to be free. So, it's no way I could ever go back to a time when ain't nobody free. Like, I was born in the right generation. Actually, I think I should have been born in year like 4010. That probably would have been more appropriate for where my mental level is at. But 2023, okay, I take it. You know what I'm saying? Because I can never see myself doing things that they tell us our ancestors did and stuff like that. I can't see it. So seeing the people in Alabama, I can't see it with my eyes, Stevie Wonders, with binoculars, with a telescope. I could never see it. So, you got to stand up for something, and you got to stick together in numbers. And I think, people just have to stick together, and you got to stand up for what's right. You got to stand up for what you believe in, and really, I'm going to put my headband on, y'all, till I get home and get my hair right and stuff like that. So don't you worry. Don't you fucking worry. But, yeah. Do you want to keep repeating history? Do you want to be free? Do you want to live free? Do you want to have a good life? If you do, then you have to stand up for something. You got to be willing to put it on the line, no matter what that means, and no matter what it means. Because a weak people is abused people and a used people. And a lot of the problem is we want to keep using and abusing our own self. So you don't want to stand up for nothing. You don't want to be better. The men want to abuse the women. The women don't just want to keep taking BS. Like, and how you expect to get better as a race? You won't. So, you know, I was in support of everything I saw. As a matter of fact, they wasn't fighting hard enough to me. It wasn't until the chairs and things came out where I said, oh, now you're doing something. Now you're doing something. You know, when I seen the guy swimming in the water, I was like, yeah, yeah. Because we ain't going. I ain't never going. I'm never going, you know? And that's that. That guy in the white shirt is crew from our little dinner cruise boat who got off our ship to go over there to move that black pontoon boat on his own because those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there and they left it there. So he's just pushing it off. That's funny. Took matters into his own hands. I love it. I hope the police give him a big old ticket. Ooh, confrontation with the owner of the boat. Those guys are all drunk. We all got to throw your ass in this water. Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Let me get the woman try to swing on the boat. My dog, I like shit, dog in here. Oh, my dog. I ain't gonna do nothing but drown and I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna say, well, we're resuscitating. No, we do something, baby.